I'm Buster Sharp and welcome back to the madness. I think that the next step should start where we're going to most often enter the castle, so I'm going to make a water elevator that goes from the previous water elevator that I already built. And I think that should be inside of this tower right here. I would have thought that the episode that has an honest-to-goodness castle in the thumbnail would have done pretty well, but, well, I was wrong. At time of recording this, episode 14 has still only gotten about 15 views, even though it got a few extra views on the back of the response video that I made earlier. So yeah, I guess now I'm gonna have to just pimp this castle out. Unfortunately, big screen TVs and full liquor bars aren't possible in Minecraft, so I guess maybe I'll go with extremely elaborate redstone contraptions. The plan is to build a automated inventory sorting system, but the problem is Minecraft keeps adding new blocks all the time, and to build a sorting system big enough to keep all the blocks, I would need one that's basically the size of the Death Star. Though, on the other hand, there are a lot of blocks in Minecraft that you don't get very often, like blocks from the end. You know, we don't visit the end very often, so I don't really have to worry about those being sorted out. And there's a lot of other such blocks, that you just don't get very often. But there's a lot of blocks in total, so it takes a lot of sorters, lots and lots. And here I am building a item elevator to slow down the intake of items and to elevate them, of course, because it's nice to have your chests in the floor and the input coming from the floor rather than, putting everything on the friggin' roof. Out of all the redstoning I've done in this video, this is probably the one that takes the least trial and error because, I've done it before, recently in fact. I'm considering building a general mob farm to supply us with gunpowder and bones and things like that. And if I do, I'm going to have to make the drops feed into this area somehow. Though, I guess there would have to be storage ahead of time, being it slows things down. On top of this, I am going to build a automated shulker box drop-off system, which I'm starting here. And next to it's going to be a furnace system that automatically takes drops that need to be smelted and puts it right back into the system again to be put away in the proper places. Now, this type of shulker box drop-off system will only work in Bedrock. It won't work in Java because it requires a piston moving a hopper in and out, which is how it switches between going into the system or into the chest at the bottom. And like most redstone thit's I kind of have to restart a few times, a little couple false starts, it's part of my process, yeah. Yeah, even the best redstoners have to do a little bit of bug fixing when finishing their redstone, so of course I gotta do a lot. Being here in the future and having seen this build finished, I've gotten the impression that I have not made this castle big enough. Like, I knew from the beginning that it needed a donjon, not to be confused with a dungeon, but the donjon, the great tower. One tower is supposed to be bigger than the other because, it's a castle. And I guess, in a way, one could say that the bell tower is that. But no, I kind of want something different. And I was kind of considering, building one big enough where I could put the mob farm in it. I don't know about that yet, but, it's a consideration. But I'm thinking, I'm going to need an area inside this castle for, alchemy, if nothing else. And I kind of want a throne room with thrones in it. So yeah, I think I might need to expand the castle a little bit. And here's where I finally managed to get the thing to dispense the next freaking shulker box, making it where you can just dump all your shulkers into the chest and hit a button and then walk away from it. And next up is building the area for the furnaces. Getting the hoppers to work out with this wound up a bit of a pain in the butt because I was doing it improperly at first and making them face in the wrong direction, because the ones that are being locked need to automatically dump out instead of into the next one. And getting that to work was a bit of a pain in the ass, but I wound up doing it, and now that it's all up and running, I find that it works quite well. In the past, when I've had sorting systems like this, I've actually had some of the sections overflow to the point where it like screwed up the redstone, and I wound up having to pull items out of the chests and move them to other chests. So I wanted to build a overflow system where it would keep items in the chests at the top there where all the rest of the storage is going to be, but like as soon as it starts overflowing, it will dump it into silos below it to automatically deal with that sort of thing. As usual, I wanted to work it all out myself, and it took a bit of trial and error, and the problem wound up a bit more difficult than I expected, and my family kept bothering me, which is makes recording such things all the more difficult, because I had to keep getting out of my chair and going and dealing with it and going back and forth, and I got really frustrated. And the truth is that whenever I did wind up finally figuring out the redstone, I didn't record myself building it, and in fact I didn't record myself building any of this and finished the project. So here it is finished, and sorry about that. I was having a bad day. In the end, it turned out pretty good, and I think that this is quite a bit of storage. Hopefully it's enough, though. Just in case it's not, I plan to put some extra storage along the walls down there and make this like the area for extra storage in that area. I have insomnia, so I'm often laying in bed thinking, and last night what I was thinking of is the roof that I'm going to wind up putting over the top of this part of the castle, thus the rest of the castle, at least until I make it bigger. And I was kind of leaning towards like doing pillars for supports, and like maybe doing like quartz pillars, kind of giving it like a Greco-Roman feel, considering that I do like a rather marble-like floor for the system, for the area. And I kind of got this idea of doing like a dome type deal where like the supports are holding up this big glass dome, but like those sorts of things are very difficult to do in Minecraft, so I'm not sure about that, but it's an idea, something I'm batting around inside my head, and that might wind up a thing. I have plans to do a new end screen for my videos, and what I've been waiting on is the castle finished being built, because I want to make the castle the backdrop for the end of each video. So yeah, hopefully I can think of something cool looking to make the castle look cool, just so I have a cool looking castle, but also so that I have a cooler background for that. I think that the floor turned out pretty good, though I wish that you could make calcite slabs. I wound up having to use quartz slabs in order to put the lighting in the floor, and well, it doesn't quite fit the same. It looks a bit different being it's all white, but well, you barely notice it, I think. I've done a lot of thinking about the roof since that last bit, and Lemon has given me a bit of advice, though I think that would probably be better implemented in another place. And the problem is that, well, round things in Minecraft is difficult. And every time I've ever tried to make a dome before, it's wound up looking wonky as hell, or more like a pyramid. And yeah, I'm not really sure about it. And how about y'all go down in the comments and tell me what you think? Should I try with my plan, or do you have a suggestion of a different kind of roof, or should I do a wooden A-frame, or what? And after that last bit, Lemon says that she thinks wooden roofs are plain and that I should probably not go with wood. So yeah, if you're a big fan of wooden A-frames, you might have to do a pretty good job of convincing me in the comments. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to need to add to this castle. You know, the must-have things, maybe a nice enchanting area and whatnot. You know, it's base. I can tell you one thing that I'm definitely not going to be adding is a secret underground lair where I experiment on villagers and other creatures in order to realize my dreams of world domination. Yeah, that's totally not gonna happen. Yeah. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. By the way, things like liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing the video all help my channel grow, so you definitely shouldn't do those things. Yeah.